Ladies and gentlemen, today, I'm not here to talk about success. I'm not here to talk about happiness. I'm here to talk about clarity. There's a simple rule in life. If you're going to do it, do it. If you can't do it, don't say you can. But whatever you do, don't do it halfway. Half-hearted living is dangerous. Because when you give half effort, you never gain certainty. You never truly know whether something was meant for you or not. Today we're going to talk about the power of full commitment, what it really means to be full of yourself, the art of elimination, how to deconstruct success, and how to break the invisible ceiling we create for ourselves. And at the end, I'll introduce you to your greatest hero. There are two kinds of people, those who say, "I'll try," and those who say, "I will." Try carries hesitation. I will carries decision. If you're going into a relationship, commit fully. If you're starting a business, research fully, then dive in fully. If you're pursuing fitness, discipline fully. You can test the water beforehand. But when it's time to jump, jump. Don't dip your toe and live in doubt. Because clarity only comes after full action. If you go all in and fail, at least you walk away knowing, that wasn't for me. But if you give half effort and fail, you'll always wonder, what if I gave it everything? Half committing to life leaves you in permanent uncertainty. And uncertainty drains your energy more than failure ever could. People say, "You're so full of yourself." But what if that's actually a compliment? Not ego, not arrogance, self-ownership. Being full of yourself means you study yourself. It means you take accountability. The mirror test. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask, am I standing by my word? Am I owning my mistakes? Am I giving myself credit for what I've done right? Own your success. Own your failure. You will make mistakes. Everyone does. But here's the formula. Own it. Make amends. Move forward. Guilt and regret destroy more dreams than failure ever will. You cannot grow if you're constantly punishing your past. Learn the lesson, then let it go. Life must be lived forward, but it only makes sense in reverse. We all ask, who am I? That's a hard question. An easier one is, who am I not? Instead of trying to instantly discover your purpose, eliminate what isn't serving you. Which habits drain you? Which environments shrink you? Which relationships exhaust you? Remove the BS. Because when you remove what doesn't feed you, what remains naturally becomes clearer. Sometimes the answer isn't working harder. Sometimes it's taking your foot off the brake. Sometimes growth isn't hustle, it's alignment. You don't always have to fight through the ring. Sometimes you learn to dance in it. Most people only reflect during hard times. But what if we studied our good times? When life is going well, usually, you're more grateful. You're more present. You're appreciating people. You're not comparing yourself constantly. So bottle that science. When things are working, write down why. Success isn't random. It's patterned behavior. And here's a powerful shift. Be involved in your life, not impressed by it. Stop trying to look successful. Start participating deeply. The more involved you are in the process, the less you worry about perception, and the better you perform. Have you ever noticed something strange? When things start going really well, you get nervous. You think, this is too good. I don't deserve this. What if I mess it up? So what do? We tighten up. We choke. We create a ceiling for ourselves. A limit we believe we shouldn't surpass. But here's the truth. If you focus on the joy of doing, not the outcome, you can't choke. Because choking only happens when you're obsessed with the finish line. When you love the run, the finish line takes care of itself. Aim beyond the target. Let your reach exceed your grasp. Have goals so big they outlive you. When your focus is bigger than your fear, performance becomes freedom. Let me ask you something. Who is your hero? When I was 25, my hero was me at 35. When I turned 35, my hero became me at 45. And then I realized something powerful. I will never meet my hero, because every time I reach him, he moves 10 years ahead. And that's the point. Your hero shouldn't be a celebrity, not a billionaire, not someone on social media. Your hero should be your future self, the calmer version of you, the wiser version of you, the stronger version of you. And as long as that version stays ahead of you, you will keep growing, you will keep chasing, you will keep becoming. So to that I say, commit fully, on yourself, eliminate what doesn't serve you. Study your success, break your ceiling, chase your 10-year hero, and when life gets confusing, just keep living. All right. Let's talk about something we all experience. Rejection, failure, closed doors. We call them red lights. You didn't get the job. The relationship ended. The business failed. The opportunity disappeared. Red light. But here's the question. What if some red lights are actually green lights in disguise? Think about it. How many times in your life did something not work out, and later you realized it was protecting you? Sometimes rejection is redirection. Sometimes the door that slammed shut saved you from walking into the wrong room. But we only see that in hindsight. In the moment, red lights feel like punishment. But over time, many of them turn out to be protection. And here's the key. Don't fight every red light. Sometimes you need to stop, reflect, recalibrate. Then when the light turns green, move with confidence. Life isn't about avoiding red lights. It's about trusting that they're part of the route. Let me ask you something. Why do you want success? Is it the trophy, the title, the applause, or is it the growth? Because here's the truth. If you only love the prize, you'll burn out. But if you love the process, you'll never quit. The gym isn't about the mirror. It's about the discipline. The business isn't about the money. It's about the problem solving. The art isn't about the recognition. It's about the creation. When you fall in love with the daily grind, the early mornings, the uncomfortable conversations, the repetition, that's when you become unstoppable. Because now no one can take your joy. The prize can be delayed. Recognition can disappear. But the process is always available. And when the process becomes your reward, you win, whether anyone claps or not. Now let's zoom out. Big picture. One day, all of us will be gone. So what remains? Not your bank account, not your follower count, not your job title. What remains is impact. How did you make people feel? Did you show up fully? Did you leave rooms better than you found them? Immortality isn't about living forever. It's about creating something that outlives you. It could be a business that helps people, children raised with integrity, a book, a movement, an idea, or simply a reputation for keeping your word. You don't need millions watching you to have legacy. You need consistency, integrity, courage, and remember your 10-year hero, that future version of you? He or she isn't chasing fame. They're chasing alignment. They're chasing peace. They're chasing purpose. And here's the beautiful paradox. The more you stop trying to arrive, the more fulfilled you feel along the way. Life is not a destination. It's participation. So commit fully. Trust red lights. Fall in love with the process. Chase your future self. Build something that outlives you. And above all, just keep living. Not halfway, not cautiously, not apologetically, fully. All right. Let's talk about something that nobody cheers for. Discipline. Not motivation. Not hype. Not inspiration. Discipline. Because motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is contractual. And here's the truth about the long game. The life you want will require you to sacrifice the pleasure of now for the power of later. That's delayed gratification. Most people lose not because they aren't talented, but because they want the reward too soon. They want the result without the repetition, the body without the diet, the business without the rejection, the peace without the patience. But success is rented, and rent is due every day. The question is, are you willing to pay daily? Because the long game is quiet. No applause at 5 a.m. No spotlight when you skip the party to work on your dream. No trophy for staying consistent when nobody's watching. But that's where identity is built. Anyone can show up when it's exciting. Champions show up when it's boring. The long game is about becoming someone, not just achieving something. And here's the shift. Instead of asking, what do I want? Start asking, who do I need to become? Because once you become that person, the results follow naturally. If you become disciplined, success becomes a side effect. If you become focused, clarity becomes a byproduct. If you become patient, peace becomes automatic. The long game requires faith. Faith that your invisible work today is building visible results tomorrow. Faith that your consistency compounds. Faith that small, daily deposits turn into massive returns. And here's the secret. You don't have to win today. You just have to not quit today. Play the long game long enough. And eventually, the game plays in your favor.